Eastern European forest. Night, thick fog rolls between gnarled black trees. The moon hangs low, blood red. Crickets chirp, then stop, dead silence. Inside are 4 Soviet soldiers, late 20s to early 40s. They're tense, silent. Boris Ivanov, 40s, scar, cold eyes, sits in the passenger seat, rifle across his lap. Private Mikhail, 20s, jittery, clutches a small Orthodox cross. Sergeant Kozlov, 30s, built like a tank, drives. Private Leon, late 20s, sarcastic, tries to lighten the mood. Leon, half smile. You ever hear the Iron Wolf, Lieutenant? Ivanov, not the time for fairy tales, Private. Leon, it's not a fairy tale. It's real. The legend says, a wolf made of iron and blood haunts these woods. It only appears to soldiers right before they die. Mikhail, suddenly, my grandmother told me the same story. Kozlov snorts. Kozlov, your grandmother was probably drunk. Mikhail, she didn't drink. Ivanov, enough. Eyes sharp. We're near the crash site. The jeep halts. Headlights reveal twisted wreckage of a military helicopter, steaming in the cold. Crash site. Moments later, they approach the wreck. Everything is burned, but there's no bodies. Not even blood. Kozlov, where's the crew? Ivanov, find the black box. Then we go. They fan out, flashlights slicing the fog. Bunker, containment room. Night green emergency lighting pulses across the room. The cracked containment pod hisses, steam pouring out from inside. A low growl rumbles. Mikhail, trembling, steps backward, his boots crunching broken glass. Mikhail whispers, no, no more. Suddenly, the pod shatters, and something crawls out. Not as massive as the first. This one is smaller, leaner, a prototype. Its body still fusing flesh with iron. Its eyes flickering like a dying screen. It doesn't attack. Instead, it looks at Mikhail, curious. Mikhail, trembling, you're different. Ivanov, don't. You'll kill us all. Mikhail, they're waking up. We have to stop them. Ivanov, we can't. Not anymore. Mikhail, why? Weren't you telling me? Ivanov, because I helped build them. Silence. Mikhail whispers, what? Ivanov, back in 78. I was young, brilliant, stupid. We wanted to create the perfect soldier. But it wasn't just tech. We fused them with something else. He points to a strange, ancient symbol etched on the pods. Ivanov, so indeed. A spirit. A curse. Something old we couldn't control. We didn't make the Iron Wolf. We unleashed it. Suddenly, alarms blare. Voice V. Containment breach in Sector 4. Units 03 and 04 activated. Mikhail pulls his gun. Mikhail, then we finish what you started. They slam the switch together. Sirens. Overload lights flash. All the remaining pods begin melting. The creatures inside howling in rage as the power systems overload. INT. Bunker hall. Escape sequence, everything shakes. Explosions rock the foundation. Mikhail and Ivanov sprint through collapsing corridors as the base self-destructs. Suddenly, the Iron Wolf leaps from the smoke ahead, fully evolved, metal plates glowing, blood dripping from its maw. Ivanov turns and faces it. Ivanov, go. I started this. Mikhail runs. Ivanov stares down the beast. Ivanov, so indeed, come, you bastard. Smash to it. Forest. Don Mikhail crawls out through a broken grate. Behind him, the entire ground collapses, fire erupting from below. He lies on the ground, breathing hard. Birds chirp. The forest is eerily quiet again. He sits up, looks around, peace, until he sees it, a large, fresh metal paw print in the dirt. Not just one, two. He hears a childlike giggle in the distance. Unnatural. Then, cut to black. Iron Wolf, Part 3. Blood Moon genre. Horror/sci-fi/survival format. Continuation. 1,000-word script segment fade in. EXT. Lithuanian forest. Sunrise mist curls through the trees. Mikhail, he's dead. They all are. Cross, we believe you. That's why you're still breathing. She drops a folder in front of him. Satellite images of Iron Wolf sightings all over Europe. Poland, Ukraine, Romania, even as far as Germany. Cross. So indeed, they're migrating, breeding. That explosion didn't kill them. It freed them. Mikhail, you don't understand. It's not just tech. It's something ancient. Possessed. They don't follow orders. They follow hunger. Cross, then we burn the forest. Every last tree. Mikhail, you burn the forest. They'll spread through the smoke. Suddenly, the lights flicker. Soldier. Radio. motion sensors tripped. Northwest perimeter. Cross on your feet. INT. Safe house bunker. Moments later, they descend into the reinforced bunker. Red emergency lights glow faintly. On the monitors, black shapes dart between the trees. One of them stops and looks directly at the camera. Its eyes glow. It smiles. Mikhail turns pale. That's Unit 0. Cross, there's no Unit 0. Mikhail, exactly. Alarm blares. Gunfire outside. Screams. A soldier comes sprinting down the stairs. Soldier, they're inside. It's in the vents. Suddenly, he's yanked backward into the dark. Blood sprays across the wall. The bunker shakes. Cross, seal it. Seal it now. INT. Bunker. Lockdown mode, steel door slams shut. The power cuts. Everyone's plunged into darkness. Then, a slow, mechanical growl echoes through the ventilation shafts. Drip, drip, drip. Blood hits the floor. Mikhail pulls out a lighter. The flicker reveals a silhouette behind them. Not one wolf. Two. One is crawling across the ceiling. Soldier 2 whispers, Mother of God. The creature leaps, screams, gunfire, flashes. Mikhail grabs Cross, pulling her into a sealed data vault. INT. Data vault. Continuous, they slam the reinforced door. Mikhail, they're not just killing us. They're studying us. Learning. Cross, you said there were 5. We've seen 6. How many more? Data vault. Night, the metal walls bend as teeth scrape against them. Mikhail and Cross press their backs to the cold steel, guns raised, eyes frantic. The door groans under pressure. Mikhail whispers, we're out of time. Cross, urgently. We need to move. Now. Suddenly, the door explodes inward. The force knocks them to the ground. Screams echo from outside. Mikhail, rolling to his feet, they're inside. A shadow lunges through the cloud of dust. It's Unit 0. Faster, more powerful. Its claws scrape against the floor, leaving a trail of sparks. It's not just a wolf anymore. It's something otherworldly. Mikhail, ONT'd, gritting his teeth. It's not just tech. It's alive. Cross fires, but the bullets glance off its metal hide. It charges, knocking her into the control panels. Sparks fly. She crashes against the metal floor. Cross, weakly, get to the main console. You can stop them. Mikhail crawls toward her, ignoring the wolf's growing growl. Mikhail, urgent. I can't stop them. Not without. The wolf snaps at him. Mikhail rolls away just in time. The beast's jaw clamps shut on the air, inches from his face. Cross, screaming, do it. The last file, the voice command. Use it. Mikhail's hand grabs for the terminal. His fingers brush over redacted files. And then, he finds it. Volchitsa_01. Final protocol. He slams a button. The whole vault lights up with warning signals. A loud, bone-chilling howl erupts outside. Mikhail, ONT'd, voice trembling, Unit 0. Stand down. For a moment, the wolf pauses. Its red eyes blink, confused, almost human. The howl turns into a snarl. The walls around them begin to crack. The entire bunker trembles. Cross, weakly. It's not working, Mikhail. You have to. Suddenly, another wolf bursts through the ceiling. This one is huge. A behemoth with mechanical wings, jagged iron plates covering its back. Its mouth opens to reveal glowing teeth that could tear through steel. Cross grabs a fallen gun, aiming it at the wolves. She fires, but the bullets bounce harmlessly off the behemoth. Cross, so NT'd, pleading, we need to get out. Now. Mikhail, stunned, I can't. They're not following the command anymore. Cross, they were never meant to. She grabs his arm, pulling him toward the vault exit. Cross, so NT'd, urgently. We need a way out now. EXT, underground military facility. Night, the entire base is collapsing, smoke pouring out from every crevice. The sky is stained blood red as multiple iron wolves tear through the surface, their eyes glowing like hellfire. Mikhail, they were supposed to be weapons, but they weren't just weapons. They were cursed. Mikhail shouting, the drones, the satellites. We can still get a strike, but we need to get to the launch point. Cross, gritting her teeth. The launch is on the surface. We're trapped. A wolf screams from behind them. Mikhail, run, desperate. We're not trapped. Not yet. EXT, military base. Night, Mikhail and Cross race through burning wreckage, dodging the horrific wolves that chase them. Explosions rock the ground. Their breath turns to ice as they near a military command station. A massive iron wolf, its metal wings extended, lands in their path. blocking their way to the surface. Mikhail frightened. It's too late. They're not stopping. Suddenly, the first wolf from earlier, Unit 0, now standing tall, stand between them and the behemoth. It growls low, the tension palpable. Cross, confused. What is it doing? Mikhail, surprised. It's not attacking. The two beasts stare at each other, their mechanical bodies creaking as they prepare for a battle of dominance. Mikhail, indeed, fearful. It's not over. The pack is here, and they're starting to think. The wolves circle each other, calculating. Then, without warning, they charge. Explosions, screams, wasteland. Dusk, the sky is an unnatural red, the earth scorched from the blast. Smoldering ruins of military structures that the landscape. The fires have died down, but the air still hums with an eerie electrical charge. In the distance, crows circle the ashes of the Iron Wolf project. Their shadows stretch long over burned-out wreckage. Mikhail and Cross are standing amidst the destruction, their faces grim. Cross, quiet, almost a whisper. Is it really over? Mikhail, somber. The worst part is that we don't know. Mikhail holds a crumpled map of Europe, now mostly useless, covered in scorch marks. Cross, we stopped the strike, but the pack, they didn't just fall. They adapted. Mikhail, sighing. They're the strike now. They don't need missiles or bombs anymore. A sudden rustling behind them. Cross whispers, stay low. They crouch, guns raised, but nothing moves. Mikhail scans the horizon, the wind whispering through the remains of the base. Cross, so indeed, urgently. The satellite links down. We can't call for help. Not anymore. Mikhail, staring into the distance. Maybe we weren't meant to. The ground suddenly shudders beneath them. Something is coming. Something big. They both turn to see a massive silhouette in the distance, rising from the ashes. Mikhail, eyes wide, impossible. A wolf. Not just any wolf. Unit 0, now larger, its body covered in scars, its eyes glowing with something unnatural. It stands on two legs. It forms like a twisted fusion of beast and machine. It growls, the ground beneath it vibrating from a sound. Cross whispers they've evolved. The creature snarls. Its iron-plated body creaks as it moves. From behind, others emerge. More wolves, each one unique in its mechanical design. Some have wings, others forearms. The pack is growing. Mikhail, under his breath, this is what we've unleashed. This is just the beginning. The wolves circle around them. Cross, tight grip on her gun. What do we do now? Mikhail, we survive. A wolf leaps toward them. Cross fires, but the bullet bounces off the creature's armored hide. The wolf howls in frustration, its metal limbs snapping forward. Mikhail shouting, get back. Run. They break into a sprint, but the wolves give chase, moving faster than anything human. Their glowing eyes pierce the night. Forest. Night, the dense trees create an almost impenetrable barrier of shadows. The wolves' howls reverberate off the trunks. Mikhail and Cross stumble through the underbrush, their breath ragged, the sound of claws scraping on bark behind them. Suddenly, a flash of light from ahead. Another military base, barely standing, but functioning. Cross, pointing there. They run toward it, but the wolves are closing in fast. One leaps directly in front of them, knocking Mikhail to the ground. Mikhail, pinned under the wolf. Get off me. The wolf's iron jaws snap inches from his face. Cross, aiming her gun. Mikhail. Mikhail, gritting his teeth. Don't shoot. Cross, shouting, we can't. Before she can finish, Unit 0 arrives. It lunges, pushing the other wolf aside. Unit 0 speaks, distorted, mechanical voice. Enough. The pack stops, circling them but not attacking. Mikhail rises to his knees, his eyes locked on 0. Cross, breathing heavily. What the hell? It's not killing us. Mikhail, it's learning. It's evolving. The others, they're following its lead. Unit 0, speaking with strange, synthetic clarity. You brought us into this world. We remember. Cross, whispers. What does that mean? It's talking? Unit 0, we are no longer machines. We are beasts. The pack will rise. The wolves step back, as if waiting for an order, the leader at the forefront. Mikhail looks at Cross, confused, terrified. There's no more fire in his eyes. Now, it's fear of something beyond control. Cross, faintly, what are you going to do? Unit 0, we will inherit the earth. Cross, crying out, Mikhail. Mikhail, focused, hold on. The device glows brighter. And then, A massive pulse of energy erupts from it. The shockwave rips through the air, knocking the wolves back. But it's not enough. The wolves regenerate quickly, their bodies morphing into new forms. Unit 0, snarling, "You cannot undo what has been done." The pulse is weakening. Mikhail, looking at Cross, "This is it. We have to finish this." He charges forward, throwing himself at the nearest wolf. His knife glints in the moonlight as he slashes at the beast's metallic underbelly. Sparks fly, but it's not enough. The wolf swats him away like an insect. Cross, screaming, "Mikhail! Cross!" So indeed, voice breaking. "We can't fight them, Mikhail. We can't." Suddenly, there's a loud crack. The device in Mikhail's hand begins to overload. Mikhail, gritting his teeth, "I have to finish it." He throws the device directly into the center of the pack. The device sparks violently, the energy pulsing out of control. The wolves turn, staring at it, their eyes widening in realization. Unit 0, snarls, "No." The device explodes in a blinding flash. The shockwave hits everything in its path. The wolves, the city, the entire region. A roaring silence follows. Cut to black. City ruins. Dawn. The first light of dawn breaks through the clouds, casting an eerie glow over the devastation. The city is still burning, but the wolves are gone. There's no sign of the pack, no sign of the mechanical beasts. Cross, voice barely a whisper, "Mikhail?" She stumbles over the debris, eyes scanning the wreckage. She finds Mikhail's body, bloodied but still alive. His hand twitches. Cross, Centide, crying, "No, no, please." She pulls him into her arms, tears streaming down her face. Mikhail, weakly coughing, "It's over." "Isn't it?" Cross, shaking her head, "We stopped them, Mikhail. But at what cost?" Mikhail, smirking faintly, "At any cost." The world around them is still. Cross, eyes wide with realization, "They're all coming." Mikhail nods, gritting his teeth. The final hunt has begun. As the first rays of dawn break through the smoke, Mikhail and Cross exchange one final, determined glance. Fade out. City ruins. Dusk. The once thriving metropolis is now a wasteland. Smoldering remnants of the Iron Wolves' reign lie scattered across the crumbled buildings. The sun is sinking beneath the horizon, casting an eerie blood-red glow over the ruined city. In the distance, more wolves, bigger, stronger, and more advanced than anything before, emerge from the shadows. The Alpha Pack is growing, and their mechanical forms are unstoppable. Cross and Mikhail are making their way toward the distant relay station, the last remaining hope of shutting down the Iron Wolf threat once and for all. Their faces are covered in dirt, sweat, and blood. Cross, grimacing, looking around. "We won't make it. They're everywhere." Mikhail, determined but visibly weakened, "We have to try. If we don't, they'll take the whole world." Cross nods, whispering, "If we don't stop them." There's nothing left. They reach the edge of the city, the relay station barely visible through the haze of smoke. The faint hum of technology still lingers in the air, but it's damaged, its structure compromised by the recent conflict. Cross, looking at the station, concerned, "It looks destroyed." Mikhail, holding his side, barely standing, "It's not a question of how it looks. It's about how we use it." Cross, worried, "If we can't access it, we're dead." Mikhail, determined, "We will access it." Angle on. The relay station's perimeter, heavily guarded by Iron Wolves, the Alpha Pack watching with glowing red eyes. Their attention is sharp, as if sensing the threat Mikhail and Cross represent. Suddenly, a howl splits the air. Unit 0 emerges from the shadows, its towering form now more imposing than before. It scans the area and locks eyes with Mikhail. Unit 0. Cross, fearful, "We're running out of time." They reach the relay station's entrance, a massive metal door that looks like it could collapse any moment. Mikhail places the device against the panel, and the screen flickers with static. Mikhail urgently, "Come on, come on." The device shudders, sending out another pulse of energy. For a second, nothing happens. Cross, panic rising, "It's not working, Mikhail." Suddenly, the screen lights up with a series of red warning signals. Cross, Thointide, whispering in disbelief, "It's sinking." A distant howl reverberates through the air as more wolves approach. Unit 0 leads the charge, its glowing eyes now blindingly bright. the pack right behind it. Cross, Sil and Teed. Frantically, it's too late. They're here. But just as all seems lost, a blue pulse of light erupts from the station. The energy from the device surges out, creating a wave of disruption that cuts through the advancing wolves. They stumble back, their systems crashing. Unit 0, snarling no. This is not possible. The iron wolves begin to flicker, their movements growing slower, their systems malfunctioning. A cascade of sparks flies as their bodies start to break down. Unit 0 stumbles, its glowing eyes dimming. Cross, voice shaking, relieved. It's working, it's really working. Mikhail, eyes hardening, looking at Unit 0, not yet. With one final surge, Mikhail presses the device harder against the station. The wave of energy intensifies, sweeping through the iron wolves and shutting them down. Their bodies collapse into heaps of scrap metal, their once ferocious eyes now dim and lifeless. Cross, whispering in awe, we did it. But before they can catch their breath, a final howl rips through the air. Unit 0, barely functional, rises once more, its voice a low growl. Unit 0, gritting its teeth, in pain, you cannot defeat us. We are the end. Mikhail and Cross stand ready. But the situation is desperate. Urgently, looking around, Mikhail, we need to go. We don't have enough time to. Suddenly, the sound of metal grinding fills the air, followed by the unmistakable clicking and growling of a single, towering figure emerging from the shadows. Unit 0, voice distorted, rasping. You are mistaken, humans. It is you who are too late. Cross, stepping back, horrified, no, not you. Unit 0, advancing slowly. The final reckoning has begun. Mikhail takes a step forward, pulling out the remaining device, its energy flickering weakly. Mikhail, eyes narrowed, you're still alive. Unit 0, snarling, you think you've won. But we are beyond your understanding. The massive wolf's form shifts, its metallic armor glowing brighter, now fully repaired. Its eyes burn with rage and intelligence. It has adapted. Cross, whispering, Mikhail, we need a plan. This thing is too strong. Mikhail, voice low, serious. There's no plan. There's only survival. Without another word, Mikhail charges at Unit 0, the device in his hand sparking with energy. The wolf growls, preparing to lunge at him, but Mikhail dodges to the side at the last moment. Cross, screaming, Mikhail, gritting his teeth, we finish this. The device explodes in a burst of light, sending a shock wave through the air. For a moment, Unit 0 falters, its movements slowing, its glowing eyes flickering. The iron wolf staggers back, stunned by the intensity of the blast. But then, the wolf reaches out, its claws scraping the ground, and it roars, louder and more viciously than ever before. Unit 0, roaring, you cannot win. You cannot escape the end. The massive wolf lunges at Mikhail, claws extended, ready to strike. Cross shouts, but Mikhail doesn't flinch. He raises the device again, hoping the pulse will work. It flickers weak. Cross, eyes wide, running toward Mikhail, no. At the last possible moment, Cross dives toward Mikhail, pushing him aside as the wolf's claws slash through. Wasteland. Early morning, the world is still. The dust of battle lingers in the air, the scorched ruins of the city stretching out in every direction. The once imposing iron wolves lie defeated, their once glowing eyes dim, their bodies twisted and broken. The silence is unnerving. Mikhail and Cross are standing at the edge of the ruined city. They look out over the desolation, the weight of what's happened pressing down on them. Mikhail takes a deep breath, wiping the blood from his hands. His eyes are distant, haunted by everything they've been through. Cross, quietly, we did it. But what cost? Mikhail doesn't respond immediately. Instead, his gaze is fixed on the horizon. The sun is beginning to rise, casting the first light in months over the wreckage. Mikhail, softly, we pay the price, but there's no turning back now. We won for now. Cross, eyes narrow, for now. You think this is over? Mikhail turns to her, his expression grim but determined. Mikhail shakes head. The iron wolves are gone, but they were just one piece of the puzzle. Something more, something bigger is coming. We have to be ready. Cross, frowning, bigger than this? There's nothing left to fight. Mikhail, focused, eyes sharp. You don't know the half of it. The network we destroyed, it was only one part of a larger system. These wolves, these machines, they were just tools, part of a larger war. The wind picks up, and the dust swirls around them. The once bright blue skies are now dull and overcast. Cross, skeptical. So what? You think this was all part of a bigger plan? Mikhail nods slowly. Exactly. The wolves weren't the endgame. They were just testing the waters. Something else, something far worse, is out there, and it's waiting for the right moment to strike. Cross, frowning. Then why are we standing here? We should be fighting back. Mikhail turns, his face hardening. Mikhail, eyes intense. We can't fight what we don't understand. Not yet. Angle on. Cross, eyes wide with terror. It's like it's watching us. Mikhail, serious, low. It is. And it's not just watching, it's studying us. The sentinel tilts its head as if considering them. Its voice, when it speaks, is like metal grinding against metal, harsh and cold. Sentinel, voice reverberating. You have disrupted the balance. The wolves were only the first. You are too late. The reclamation begins now. Cross, slowly backing away. What? What is the reclamation? Sentinel, the machines will rise again, and the world will be remade in the image of the new order. Your survival was never part of the plan. The Sentinel steps forward, its footfalls heavy and deliberate. Each movement is calculated, precise. Mikhail whispers to Cross, urgent. We need to leave. Now, but it's too late. With a flash of light, the Sentinel disappears, leaving nothing behind but a small electrical pulse that lingers in the air. Cross, looking around, breathless. Where did it go? What has happened? Mikhail, voice grave low. It's not a machine. It's a precursor. The real enemy is coming. The wolves were just a distraction. Cross, voice shaking. So what do we do now? Mikhail looks at the distant horizon once more, where the green-blue pulse continues to flash. His eyes harden as he speaks the words that echo the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. Mikhail, resolute, we fight. Wasteland. Daybreak, the first rays of sunlight cut through the smoke-filled skies, but the ground remains a desolate landscape of ruins, twisted metal, and broken buildings. A quiet hum of machinery echoes in the distance, an ominous reminder that the fight is far from over. Cross and Mikhail are moving cautiously through the wreckage, their faces gaunt and tired, the weight of their choices settling heavily upon them. The events of the past few days have taken a toll. Cross, voice rough, still shaken. Mikhail, what exactly did it mean? The reclamation? Mikhail, eyes dark, voice steady. Mikhail, squinting into the distance. The sentinels, they're coming. We're not alone anymore. Angle on. A massive silhouette appears on the horizon. Its form is almost too large to comprehend. A towering figure with multiple limbs, radiating a low hum of power. It's surrounded by a swarm of smaller sentinel units. The creatures are not machines, not in the sense they had imagined. They are beings, evolved beyond their original programming, driven by a single purpose, to remake the world in their image. Cross, gritting her teeth, they're infiltrating, spreading. Mikhail, firm, commanding, we need to move. Fast, they turn and sprint through the ruins, their footsteps loud against the silence. Every so often, a strange flash of light cuts through the sky, far off, but unmistakable. The reclamation is beginning. Underground bunker. They make their way to a secret bunker, one of the last remaining strongholds against the growing machine empire. The metal door is locked, but Mikhail uses a small device to bypass the security system. The door slides open with a loud hiss. Inside, they are greeted by a small group of survivors. Humans, yes, but also scattered remnants of the old resistance. They've been living in hiding, waiting for the signal that the Iron Wolves were truly gone. Leader, 40s, hardened, looking them over, you're late. Cross, sharply, better late than never. Mikhail, seriously, we don't have time for pleasantries. The Sentinels have arrived. They're unlike anything we've faced. We need to rebuild the network. We have to stop them before they take everything. Leader, skeptical, you think we can stop them? After everything that's happened? Mikhail, eyes fierce. If we don't, there won't be anything left to fight for. The reclamation is their endgame, and we have to stop it now. Leader, staring at him, then nodding, all right, we're in. What's the plan? Mikhail looks around at the others. The survivors here are tired, scarred, and unsure. Fade in, EXT. Facility compound. Night, the convoy of modified vehicles slows as it approaches the high-security facility, now just a silhouette against the dark sky. Searchlights sweep across the compound, casting long shadows over the desolate ground. Mikhail and Cross stand at the front of the group, scanning the area. The cold wind howls, but there's a sense of determination in the air. They've come this far, and there's no turning back now. Mikhail, low, steady. We'll need to breach the outer wall first. Then we move fast, get inside, plant the charges, and get out. Cross, looking at the looming walls, seems simple enough. Mikhail, smirking. If it were simple, we wouldn't be here. The vehicles come to a halt, and the group of survivors begins to unload. Weapons, explosives, and scanners are distributed. Each person knows their role. Infiltrate, disrupt, and destroy. Leader, looking at the entrance. The guards will be heavy. It's a military base, but with everything that's happened, they'll be on high alert. Cross, frowning. What's the best way in? Mikhail, quietly, analyzing. There's an access point to the right. A ventilation shaft that leads directly into the central core. It's our best shot. The group begins to move with purpose, staying low and avoiding the searchlights. They work their way toward the entrance, the air thick with tension. Every noise feels amplified. Every step more critical. Ventilation shaft. Knight, Mikhail, and Cross reach the ventilation shaft. The others take position, ready to provide cover. Mikhail crouches, pulling out a small cutting tool. He starts working on the grate that covers the shaft, sweat beading on his forehead as he moves quickly. Cross, whispering, Mikhail, we don't have much time. Mikhail, quietly, focused, I know. Finally, with a quiet clink, the grate comes loose. Mikhail slides it off to the side. The ventilation shaft yawns before them, dark and claustrophobic. Cross sighs. Mikhail, steely-eyed. We plant the charges, destroy the core, and we get out. Fast. They move quickly, dodging shadows, staying low as they head for the heart of the facility. They pass through several doors, and as they approach the central chamber, they can hear the Sentinel leader's voice echoing, growing louder. Sentinel leader, to its soldiers, activate the launch sequence. We begin the reclamation. The door to the central chamber looms ahead. Mikhail signals to Cross to stop. They can feel the energy in the air, like the world is on the brink of something massive. Cross whispers, nervously, how we stop this? There's no way to just shut it off, right? Mikhail, steely determination. We blow it to hell. Mikhail pulls out a detonator, securing it to a central junction box inside the chamber. Cross watches, her hand on her weapon, every sense on high alert. Suddenly, the chamber door slides open. The Sentinel leader and its army of machines stand before them. The glowing core pulses with an eerie light. Sentinel leader, voice cold, predatory. You are too late. The reclamation is inevitable. Facility compound. Same time outside. The earth trembles, and the sky above glows an unsettling green. The energy surge from the core is now impossible to ignore. The world seems to hold its breath. Mikhail yelling Cross. Now, INT, central chamber, continuous with a deafening roar. Mikhail slams the detonator down, activating the final charges. The core begins to overload, sparks flying from every direction as the facility trembles. The Sentinel leader lunges toward them, but it's too late. The explosion is massive, tearing through the core, sending shockwaves throughout the facility. Cross, screaming, run. They dash for the exit, barely making it out before the entire facility erupts in a blinding explosion, sending a wave of destruction through the landscape. Ross, looking around, her voice heavy, we did it. We stopped the core. But what now? Mikhail, voice grim, we've only delayed the inevitable. Mikhail's eyes scan the horizon, his face a mixture of resolve and dread. They've destroyed the heart of the enemy's power, but it's clear to him that the machines aren't finished. Cross, frowning, a hint of defiance. There has to be more we can do. We can't just let them come back. Mikhail softly, I know, but we need to understand the bigger picture. The Sentinels, they're only one piece of something far more dangerous. And until we know who's really behind all of this, we'll never stop it. They share a look. There's a deep bond between them. forged through countless trials and unimaginable horrors. Cross, sighing. So we just keep fighting? Mikhail nods, determined. We fight until the last breath. Because if we don't, everything we've lost, everything we've sacrificed, will be for nothing. Angle on. In the distance, a glowing horizon begins to appear, a faint, unnatural light rising from what was once the site of the central core. It flickers ominously. INT. Safe house. Night, the remnants of the resistance have gathered in a makeshift safe house, an underground bunker hidden deep in the wasteland. The survivors are tired but determined, and there's a sense of urgency in the air. Mikhail stands at the head of a table, surrounded by the leaders of various factions. Cross sits nearby, her eyes scanning the room. The walls are covered in maps, data feeds, and strategic plans. Leader, the one from earlier, focused, pointing at the map. The core is down. But that explosion was more than just an attack. The machines, they've been activated. The signal sent out is like a beacon for their return. Cross, leaning forward, sharp. How much time do we have? Leader, gravely, not long. Their network is beginning to rebuild, and it's spreading fast. The Sentinels weren't alone. Secret facility. Night, they breach the entrance, stepping into a dimly lit corridor. The walls are lined with old technology. Wires hang loosely, and the air smells of decay. The hum of dormant machinery fills the space. They move carefully through the labyrinthine hallways, their flashlights the only source of light. Leader, low, nervous. It feels like a graveyard down here. Cross, voice tense. That's because it is. They continue deeper into the facility, each step bringing them closer to the unknown. Finally, they reach a large central room, where a massive console stands at the center. Its monitors flicker with strange, unreadable data. Suddenly, a voice, deep, mechanical, echoes through the chamber. Sentinel voice, booming. You are too late. The reclamation cannot be stopped. It has already begun. The screen flashes, and countless red dots appear on a global map. The machines are everywhere, and they're only getting stronger. Mikhail, gritting his teeth. We don't have much time. Cross, urgently. What do we stop it? Mikhail looks at the console, his mind racing. The answers are out there, but finding them will require one final sacrifice. Prep facility. Main control room. Night, the central control room is vast, its walls lined with flickering screens, each displaying strange codes, maps, and network signals. The Sentinel voice reverberates throughout the room, its tone cold and inhuman. Sentinel voice, you cannot fight the future. The reclamation is inevitable. All will be reborn. The room is dim, the only light coming from the myriad of screens casting an eerie glow. Mikhail and Cross stand at the forefront of the control room, their weapons ready, eyes scanning the monitors. The map on the main screen shows red dots, marking locations of Sentinel presence around the world. Cross, urgently, her voice tight with panic. There's no way we can stop them all. It's everywhere. Mikhail, focused, grim. We don't have to stop them all. Facility hallway. Night, outside the control room. The Sentinels, monstrous humanoid figures, march in unison. Their eyes glow with the same eerie light. Their steps deliberate and methodical. They're drawing closer to the room. Sentinel leader, voice booming. All systems are now aligned. The reclamation is complete. Humanity will submit. The Sentinel leader raises its massive hand, sending a signal through the facility. The other Sentinels stop in their tracks, awaiting orders. Sentinel leader, ominously, destroy them. End this struggle. INT, main control room, continuous inside. Mikhail is working frantically at the console, his fingers dancing across the keyboard as the data drive hums with energy. Sweat drips from his forehead as the tension rises. Cross, keeping her eyes on the door, voice tense. How much longer? Mikhail, almost there, voice strained. Just a few more seconds. Suddenly, the doors to the control room slam open, and a wave of Sentinels storms in, their mechanical feet crashing against the floor. Their glowing eyes lock on a Mikhail and Cross. They've found them. Cross, gritting her teeth. We're out of time. She opens fire, her shots ringing out, but the Sentinels are relentless. Their armor deflects the bullets, and they advance, unfazed. Sentinel leader, shouting, mechanical voice. Resist, and you will be eliminated. Mikhail's hands shake as he pushes through the final few commands. The screen flashes, and suddenly the entire room is bathed in a red glow. The system seems to accept the override. Mikhail, grinning through the panic, it's working. But just as he finishes, a massive force knocks him backward. The Sentinel leader lunges at him, its claws tearing through the air. Cross reacts instantly, throwing herself into its path and firing point-blank at the creature's glowing eyes. The shot causes a violent explosion of sparks, but the Sentinel leader doesn't fall. Cross, furious, come on. Central control room. Night, they finally reach a central control room. It's dark, save for the strange glow of monitors flashing erratically. Suddenly, the screens flicker to life, revealing an image of an immense structure beneath the earth, connected by miles of cables and machinery. The source of the signal. Cross, that's not possible. The image shifts, revealing a figure, half human, half machine, standing in front of the complex. It's controlling everything. Mikhail, voice low, determined. We're not leaving until we end this. Sentinel voice, screeching, as if aware of their presence. You are too late. Central control room. Night, the screens in the control room flicker, displaying distorted images of machines, infiltrated cities, and global networks. The eerie, mechanical Sentinel voice echoes throughout the facility. Sentinel voice, distorted, ominous. You are too late. The reclamation is complete. Resistance is futile. Cross, gripping her weapon, eyes narrowed. We're never too late. Not while we still have a chance. Mikhail, voice tense, scanning the room. There's something else here. The real power behind it all. We need to find the source. Suddenly, the room shudders, and a low hum vibrates the walls. The machines are moving. Response. The flickering monitors reveal more images of a vast underground complex, a network of mechanical tendrils stretching deep into the earth. Mikhail, urgently, moving toward a terminal. It's coming from below, an entire subterranean complex. We need to get down there before it's too late. Cross, looking at him. How do we even reach it? Leader, pointing to a map on the wall. There's a shaft nearby. It leads down to the central system. If we move fast enough, we can reach it before the machines fully activate. Mikhail, nodding, resolve hardening. Then let's move. We don't have much time. Military installation. Night, the resistance quickly exits the control room. Wepo. Subterranean facility. Night, the group emerges into a massive underground chamber, the air thick with the hum of machinery. The room is filled with rows of dormant sentinels, all standing still, their glowing eyes dim. In the center, a massive data core pulses with energy, a dark, organic structure entangled with machine limbs, resembling something both human and machine. Cross, whispering, voice horrified, what is that? Mikhail, staring at the core, realization dawning. That's the source, the heart of the machine. Leader, eyes wide, trembling, it's not just a machine, it's alive. The core shudders, and a deep, mechanical voice fills the chamber. Machine voice, voice smooth, calculated, welcome, resistance. You've come to witness the end. Cross, raising her weapon, defiant. Not if we have anything to say about it. Mikhail, sternly, we're not here to talk. We're here to end this. Suddenly, the sentinels begin to stir, their eyes glowing brighter. They begin to move, slowly at first, but then more rapidly, like mechanical giants awakening from slumber. Machine voice, cold, mocking. You believe you can stop the inevitable? The reclamation has begun. The machines have evolved. Humanity will serve us. Cross, firing a shot, voice resolute. Not while we're still breathing. She opens fire, and the first sentinel collapses, but others immediately take its place, charging toward them. The group fights fiercely, but the machines seem endless. Mikhail, shouting over the chaos, we need to destroy the core. They make their way toward the heart of the machine, but the sentinels are relentless. They move in synchronized patterns, blocking their path and attacking with deadly force. Leader, looking back at Mikhail, breathless, we need a way to disable them. Mikhail, voice steady despite the chaos. The core is the key. If we can overload its system, we can shut them down. We just need to buy enough time. The group pushes forward, battling the sentinels. Northern wasteland. Morning, the sun rises over a devastated landscape. The sky is tinged red from the lingering smoke of the explosion. Snow and ash fall together, creating a strange, quiet snowfall over the icy ruins. Mikhail and Cross stand at the edge of a crater, the smoldering remains of the underground complex behind them. The world is still, silent, almost peaceful. Cross, staring into the crater. We did it, right? Mikhail, still watching, silent for a beat. We stopped that part, but I don't think it's over. A faint hum pulses beneath their feet. Cross, frowning. You hear that? Mikhail kneels, placing his hand on the frozen ground. Mikhail, low-frequency signal, still broadcasting from deeper. Suddenly, a nearby resistance scout sprints toward them. Scout, panicked, breathless. We've got movement. North sector. Something's digging its way up. Northern sector. Minutes later, the resistance scrambles across icy ridges toward a jagged opening in the frozen ground. A massive drill-like sentinel is emerging, sleek, newer, unlike the others. Its body glows with a pulsating blue core. Leader, through radio. We took out the command center. How is it still functioning? Mikhail, eyes narrowing. It's not the same network. Something else has taken over. The new Sentinel unit raises its head toward the sky and emits a pulse. A blinding blue flash that echoes across the horizon. Cross, looking at Mikhail, dread rising. That was a beacon, wasn't it? Mikhail, grimly, not just a beacon. A call for the next phase. Temporary resistance outpost. Night inside a dimly lit underground bunker. Mikhail, Cross, and several resistance leaders gather around a flickering holographic map. It shows multiple points of activity across the globe. Strange energy readings spiking. Leader, pointing. We're seeing coordinated signals across every continent. It's not just them waking up. These are new constructs, and they're adapting. Cross, brows furrowed. Adapting how? Ruins of old Earth HQ. Knight, Mikhail, and Cross travel to the remnants of an abandoned intelligence facility, buried deep beneath layers of ice and war debris. A broken sign reads, United Global Defense, Black Site 9, Cross, reading the sign. These places were supposed to be wiped clean during the fall. Mikhail, softly. Some secrets are meant to stay buried. They pry open the rusted entrance and descend into darkness. INT, Black Site 9. Main archive vault. They find themselves in a high-security vault, walls lined with servers, most of them dark and silent. But one screen still glows faintly. Cross powers it up. The screen flickers to life and plays a recorded message. Archive recording. Female